You're watching TAG TV.
Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Surabhi Sharma. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Thursday, the 27th of September. 3 terrorists killed in 2 separate encounters in India's Jammu and Kashmir. Activists highlight worsening human rights situation in Balochistan. An Afghan CEO Abdullah addresses UN General Assembly. And now for all the details. 1 Indian soldier and 3 terrorists were killed in 2 separate encounters in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province on Thursday. The slain terrorists were identified as members of Pakistan-based terror group.
An Indian Army soldier and 3 terrorists were killed in 2 separate encounters in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province on Thursday. The first encounter took place in Anantnag district after security forces had launched a cordon and search operation in the area. In the gunfight that ensued, 1 terrorist belonging to Pakistan-based Lashkar-e-Toiba was killed. 1 soldier also lost his life during the encounter. In the second encounter in Budgam district of the province, security forces gunned down 2 Hizbul Mujahideen terrorists in Panzan area. India has long accused Pakistan of arming and infiltrating terrorists across the border to spread unrest in the Kashmir Valley. Pakistan denies the allegations.
A fresh video of India's surgical strike of 2016 across the line of control in Pakistan has been released 2 days ahead of the 2nd anniversary of the operation. According to government sources, the video shows terror launch pads being bombarded and destroyed by Indian soldiers. Tensions have escalated sharply since India announced the military raid. The raid by Indian military was a direct response to a military attack on an army camp in Uri that killed 19 soldiers. India said the attackers had come from Pakistan, but Islamabad demanded credible proof. India has long accused Pakistan of backing militant to mount attacks on Indian soil. Pakistan, however, denies the allegations. Rescue operation in India's Himachal Pradesh continued on Thursday after heavy rains, snowfall and landslide wreaked havoc in the hilly province in the past few days. The provincial government said that over 800 people have been rescued by the administration and Indian Air Force so far. Chief of India's northern Himachal Pradesh province, Jairam Thakur, on Wednesday said that 858 people stuck in snow were rescued by the administration and the Indian Air Force. Tourists have been stranded in mountainous regions of the hilly province for days and rescue operations continued on Thursday. On Thursday morning, 9 tourists that included 3 German nationals were airlifted from Sarchu in the Himalayas. The tourists were quickly moved to hospitals for treatment.
आज पूरे दिन भर में हमने 898 लोगों को रेस्क्यू किया है। उसमें से काफ़ी तादाद हमने जो टनल के माध्यम से जो कोकसर शिशु के एरिया में जो जहाँ फंसे थे उनको भी निकाला, इवैक्यूएट किया, वहाँ से निकाला है। और उसके साथ साथ में जहाँ पहुँचने में बहुत कठिनाई आ रही थी, जो बारालाचला, वहाँ से भी बहुत से लोगों को जो है एयरलिफ्ट किया है।
Heavy rainfall and snowfall in the past few days has paralyzed normal life in the province. Landslides triggered by rains have reportedly blocked over 200 roads. A government release said due to heavy snowfall on Rohtang Pass, tourist hubs like Lahaul and Spiti Valley have been cut off, which has left a number of tourists stranded at a number of isolated locations. Moving on, Baloch political activists recently highlighted gross human rights violations by Pakistan during the ongoing UNHRC session in Geneva. They blamed Pakistan forces for enforced disappearances and killings of innocent Baloch people.
Baloch political activists have accused Islamabad of violating human rights and rise of religious fundamentalists in Balochistan who are responsible for the destruction of cultural identity of the Baloch people. Addressing the 39th session of the United Nations Human Rights Council in Geneva, activists accused Pakistan of supporting terror groups who are engaged in enforced disappearances and killings of innocent Baloch people. They also accused the Pakistani security forces of abducting Baloch women and children.
When this comes to children, as per the media reports, more than 1.8 million, around 70% children in Balochistan are out of school, and hundreds are lingering in military camps as victims of enforced disappearances. This is believed that the Islamic State terrorist organizations whom attack Baloch females with acid, terrorize, and act to keep them away from education and from participating other life activities have the state institutions backing.
Because the Baloch people are culturally different from the mainstream Pakistan, they are treated with prejudice in every sphere of life. They are considered different and their way of life is regarded as uncivilized and obsolete.
Activists have long blamed that thousands of Baloch political activists and intellectuals have been disappeared and many brutally killed by Pakistani security forces. They have been protesting worldwide to seek help from the international community and human rights organizations.
While speaking at the United Nations General Assembly on Wednesday, Afghan Chief Executive Abdullah promoted his country's progress in its fight to achieve stability. Abdullah said Afghanistan has turned a page and made unprecedented overtures to the Taliban to be a part of a credible peace process.
Afghanistan's chief executive Abdullah on Wednesday promoted his country's progress in its fight to achieve stability, as well as expressed a resignation to the burdens it still faces. While speaking at the United Nations General Assembly on Wednesday, Abdullah said Afghanistan has turned a page and made unprecedented overtures to the Taliban to be part of a credible Afghan-owned, Afghan-led peace process. Peace talks to end the 17-year conflict in Afghanistan have stuttered in recent months, following the failure to agree a repeat of the unprecedented Eid ceasefire in June.
Since we last met, Afghanistan turned a page and made unprecedented overtures to the Taliban to be part of a credible Afghan-owned, Afghan-led peace process that could lead to a just and comprehensive political settlement through talks and reconciliations.
Over the past year, United States has stepped up airstrikes against the Taliban and boosted training for Afghan forces. However, US officials say the goal is to reach a negotiated Afghan-led settlement to end the war. The Taliban, seeking to reimpose strict Islamic laws after their 2001 ouster at the hands of the US-led troops, have maintained their refusal to negotiate directly with the internationally recognized Afghan government.
More news from Afghanistan. Gulbuddin Hekmatyar, the leader of Hizb-e-Islami party, on Wednesday said if parliamentary elections are held as planned, less than 10% of the people will have representatives in parliament. He blamed the election process as unfair and stated that it is very unjust and a rejected system.
Leader of Afghanistan's Hizb-e-Islami party, Gulbuddin Hekmatyar, has criticized the election system in the country, saying if the elections take place as planned, less than 10% of the people will have representatives in the parliament. Hekmatyar, while addressing a gathering in Kabul city on Wednesday, told religious scholars that they must not turn a blind eye to the situation, but must support national events such as elections. He further said the election process is unfair and stated that it is very unjust, abandoned and a rejected system. The former warlord earlier this month also lashed out at government over the election process and implied government was already rigging the polls. He said government has destabilized areas in the country for its own benefit in order to ensure people aren't able to vote in the scheduled October 20 elections.
In news from Bangladesh, Prime Minister of Bangladesh Sheikh Hasina has accused neighbouring Myanmar of finding new excuses to delay the return of more than 700,000 Rohingyas who have been forced across the border over the past years.
Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has accused neighbouring Myanmar of adopting delaying tactics to block the return of more than 700,000 Rohingyas who drove out across the border after a military crackdown. Hasina has made the remarks during an interview on the sidelines of the UNGA session in New York this week. She further said the power lies with the military in Myanmar and Nobel Peace Laureate Aung San Suu Kyi has nothing much to do.
We set up a committee also, joint committee. Everything is said, but they are not taking them back. That is the main thing. And just not to take them back, every time they try to find out some new excuse.
The two countries had reached a deal in November last year to begin repatriation of Rohingyas within 2 months, but it has not started yet. Myanmar has said it is ready to take back the refugees and has built transit centres to house them initially on their return. But it has complained that Bangladesh has not provided its officials with the correct forms. Bangladesh has rejected those claims at UN aid agencies, say it is not yet safe for the refugees to return.
Moving on to news from Nepal, Nepal's opposition party has raised questions over re-handing of a hydro project to a Chinese firm, though it was scrapped a year before. The Nepali Congress has asked the government for a justification over the handing over of the project to the company, which was termed defunct earlier. Nepal's opposition party, the Nepali Congress, has questioned the government over handing of the Buddhi Kadaki hydro project to a Chinese firm, though it was scrapped a year before. Opposition lawmaker Gagan Thapa, during the parliament session on Wednesday, asked the government for a justification over handing of the project to China's Gazoba Group Corporation.
श्रीतिनको शैलीमा प्रधानमन्त्रीले हुकुम गरिबक्स्यो फलानो कम्पनीलाई आयोजना दिने प्रधानमन्त्रीको हुकुमलाई शिरोधार्य गर्दै तामिली गर्न तालुकवाला मन्त्रालय र मन्त्री बाध्य हुन्छ तत्पर हुन्छ हाम्रो पनि त्यस्तै अनुभव रह्यो तर सामान्य सभामुख महोदय के सदन पनि प्रधानमन्त्रीको हुकुमको छाया हुन सक्छ
During his regime, the then Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba has scrapped the contract which was given to the Chinese company amid wide objections by his predecessor Pushpa Kamal Dahal. The $2.5 billion hydroelectric plant has become the centre of attention and focus for Nepal as it is expected to produce surplus power to sell in the international market. A rescue and swimming course has been organised in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province. The training course aims to teach necessary skills to the people required for dealing with any eventuality of floods and other natural disasters.
Scores of youngsters are being trained in swimming and rescue skills in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province to acquaint them with the necessary techniques required for dealing with any eventuality. The rescue and swimming course has been organized at Nigin Water Sports Center in Srinagar city, keeping in view the surge in drowning cases in the past few months. During the course, more than 150 youngsters and elderly people are learning different techniques like recognizing and assessing dangerous situations, reacting the right way, swimming short and long distances, and searching underwater.
मैंने 150 बंदों को रेस्क्यू ट्रेनिंग दी यहाँ पर वो भी अगर उनके सामने किसी जगह कोई वाक़ा होता है वो आराम से रेस्क्यू कर सकते हैं क्योंकि लोगों को पता नहीं हमारे एक्सपर्ट व्यू के हिसाब से 3.3% स्विमिंग है यहाँ पर लोगों को और वो उन लोगों को जो पानी के नज़दीक रहते हैं और रेस्क्यू ट्रेनिंग तो वो 0 पॉइंट कुछ है बहुत सारे कम लोगों को आता है रेस्क्यू करना और ज़रूरत है इस बात की सैलाब कभी भी आ सकता है
In September 2014, floods had wreaked havoc in Jammu and Kashmir, killing over 200 people and displacing thousands others, besides damaging property and livestock.
Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on southasianewsline.com. You can also visit us on facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.